As a parent, it can feel like you're constantly battling to get your child to do what they need to do. Whether it's brushing their teeth, getting in the car seat, or simply putting their shoes on. We all want to keep our children safe, healthy, and happy, but the endless cycle of reminding, nagging, and demanding can be exhausting. It's natural to think that if we just tell our children what to do, they'll listen because we're the ones in charge, and we're doing it for their own good. But here's the thing. No one, not even adults, likes being told what to do all the time. In fact, the moment someone commands us to do something, we often feel an urge to do the exact opposite. Think about a time when you saw a sign that said, "Do not touch." Did you feel that little spark of rebellion, that desire to reach out and touch whatever it was? That's human nature, and our children are no different. When we give direct orders, we might unintentionally be stirring up resistance rather than cooperation. How we sometimes communicate and why it doesn't work. Imagine you're in a room with a group of people and someone starts giving orders. Stop talking. Don't touch those books. Who left this mess? Clean it up now. Maybe they even throw in some blame or name-calling. You're always forgetting things. How careless. That's just plain rude. Don't interrupt. Or they might add a bit of sarcasm. Oh, great. You wore 2 different socks today. Were you even thinking? Now, if you were on the receiving end of these comments, how cooperative would you feel? Probably not very. Yet this is often how we talk to our children, sometimes without even realizing it. Commands like pick up your toys or turn off the TV can feel harsh and demanding. Blaming and accusing with phrases like, if you had just done what I said, this wouldn't have happened, can make a child feel defensive. And threats, even when we think of them as consequences, like if you don't finish your dinner, no dessert, can turn into challenges where the child hears only the part they're tempted to defy. Why please isn't always enough. You might think that softening these commands with a polite please would help. While politeness is important, simply adding please doesn't change the fact that you're still giving an order. When you say, please put your toys away, you're not genuinely asking. You're still expecting a certain outcome. And if the child says no thank you, that's not really an acceptable answer, is it? So, what can you do instead? If telling your child what to do isn't working, what's left? The key is to find ways to engage their cooperation without sparking that automatic resistance. This involves changing how you communicate with them, shifting from commands and threats to more collaborative approaches. For instance, instead of saying, pick up your toys right now, you could try, let's see how fast you can pick up your toys. I bet you can do it in less than a minute. This turns the task into a game, making it more fun and less like an order. Or instead of saying, don't touch that, you could explain, that's something fragile, and we need to be careful with it. Let's find something else to explore together. By involving your child in the process and making them feel like they have some control, you're more likely to get their cooperation without the power struggle. This doesn't mean you'll never need to give a direct order, but by adjusting your approach, you can make those moments less frequent and more effective. In the end, it's about finding a balance that works for both you and your child, allowing for cooperation without the constant conflict. After all, raising a child is about more than just getting through the day. It's about teaching them how to navigate the world with respect, understanding, and a sense of shared responsibility. By the way, please could you give us a thumbs up to this video and subscribe to our channel for more insightful parenting tips. It's completely free, and you can always unsubscribe in the future. All right, let's continue. Be playful, a fun way to get your child to cooperate. Let's talk about a tool that can really help you when you're trying to get your child to cooperate. Now, this isn't something you can use all the time. It works best when you're in a reasonably good mood, but when you are, it's incredibly powerful. Let's call it the art of being playful. I know. You're probably thinking, how can I be playful when my child is refusing to do what I ask? And what does being playful even mean? It might sound a bit vague, but hear me out. It's worth giving it a try. You might find that you like it, and more importantly, your child will too, bringing objects to life. One playful technique that works wonders, especially with younger children, is to make objects around the house talk. Imagine their shoes saying, I'm so lonely and cold. Can someone please put a nice warm foot in me? Or their toy box demanding, feed me some blocks. I'm really craving those green crunchy ones. Cups could whine, don't leave me out here by myself. I need to join my friends in the sink. And toothbrushes might use a tough guy voice to say, let me at those teeth. I think I see a germ hiding behind that molar. This kind of playful approach can turn everyday chores into something fun, making your child more willing to participate, turning chores into games. Another way to bring playfulness into parenting is by turning boring tasks into fun challenges or games. Instead of saying, look at this mess, put your dirty clothes in the basket, you could try, how long do you think it will take to toss all your dirty clothes in the laundry basket? 20 seconds? That sounds tough. But okay, let's give it a try. Ready, set, go. Then cheer them on as they race to beat the clock. Rather than ordering, get in the car now, you could say, let's see if we can hop all the way to the car. I bet it won't be easy. And instead of threatening, if you don't get into your pajamas right now, there'll be no story time. You might say, do you think you can get your pajamas on with your eyes closed? Let's find out. Embracing your silly side, beyond talking objects and games, the possibilities for playfulness are endless. Try giving instructions in a funny voice. Maybe talk like a duck, or imitate a sports announcer, or even sing your request with a silly accent. You can also turn ordinary moments into adventures. For example, when leaving a friend's house, you might pretend the floor is lava, quicksand, or filled with alligators that you have to avoid. If you're trying to get a group of children to sit quietly, instead of simply asking them to be still, you could say, let's freeze like statues. You're as still as an iceberg. Or, you're as quiet as a little mouse hiding from a cat. Sometimes, even a small gesture can make a big difference. Handing out a single raisin as an energy pill might just be the trick to getting them to clean up their toys. With a little creativity, almost any task can be made more enjoyable with the right dose of playfulness. But isn't playfulness exhausting? At this point, you might be thinking, do I really have to turn everything into a game? That sounds exhausting. But in my experience, being playful can actually take less energy than dealing with the constant whining and resistance that often comes with direct orders. Plus, it sets a positive tone in your home. Even if being playful takes a bit more effort up front, it can make the whole day go smoother and brighter. You're not just making things easier for yourself in the moment, you're also teaching your child a valuable life skill. Tasks don't have to be boring or unpleasant. Whether it's washing dishes or tidying up, a little music and fun can transform a chore into something you both enjoy. And that's something that will serve them well throughout their life. Sarah's story, the reluctant toothbrusher. Sarah's daughter, Emily, absolutely hated brushing her teeth. Every morning and evening, it was a struggle to get her to stand still long enough to get the job done. She would whine, wiggle, and sometimes even run away, making the whole process feel like an exhausting battle. One evening, after another round of Emily avoiding the toothbrush, Sarah decided to try something new. Instead of just insisting, it's time to brush your teeth, she decided to introduce a playful character into the mix. Terry the toothbrush, a cheeky little fellow with a British accent who loved nothing more than a good tooth-cleaning adventure. With a high-pitched voice, Sarah wiggled the toothbrush around like it had a mind of its own. Hello, Miss Emily. I'm Terry the toothbrush, and I've just heard there's a party going on in your mouth. I simply must clean up before all the little tooth fairies arrive. Where shall I start? Oh, I know. Let's begin with these front teeth. They look like they're ready for a dance. Emily, who was initially reluctant, couldn't help but giggle at the silly voice and the idea of a toothbrush talking to her. She opened her mouth just a little, curious to see what Terry would do next. Sarah took this as her cue. Oh, brilliant! Look at these pearly whites. They're all shiny and ready for the tooth fairy ball. But wait, what's this? A sneaky germ hiding behind a molar? Terry must take care of that right away. Emily was now fully engaged, opening her mouth wider and letting Terry do his job. The toothbrush wiggled and danced as Sarah narrated Terry's heroic efforts to clean every last tooth, making sure no germ was left behind. Soon, Brushing time became less of a chore and more of a fun, nightly adventure. Emily even started requesting Terry's services before bed, eager to hear what new tooth-cleaning escapade would unfold. Jack's story, the pajama race. Jack had always struggled with getting his son Leo into his pajamas at night. Leo would run around the room, play with his toys, and do anything but get ready for bed. Every night, it seemed like a never-ending chase. One evening, after a particularly tiring day, Jack decided to change his approach. Instead of the usual, "Leo, put your pajamas on right now," Jack declared. "I bet you can't get into your pajamas faster than I can count to 10. Leo, who loved a good challenge, immediately stopped what he was doing. "Yes, I can," he shouted. Jack grinned. "Oh, really? Let's see about that. Ready, set, go." He started counting slowly. 1, 2, 3. Leo scrambled to find his pajamas, laughing as he hurried to prove his dad wrong. Jack stretched out the counting just enough to let Leo succeed. 8, 9, 10. Whoa, you did it. You beat the clock. Leo was beaming with pride, all dressed in his pajamas. From that night on, getting ready for bed turned into a nightly race, with Leo excited to see if he could beat his previous record. Anna's story, the adventures of Captain Spoon. Anna's son Sam was a picky eater. Every meal felt like a struggle to get him to eat anything beyond his favorite plain pasta. One evening, after a particularly long day, Anna decided to try something different. Instead of the usual, "Sam, you need to eat your vegetables," Anna picked up Sam's spoon and transformed it into Captain Spoon, a brave explorer on a mission to discover new lands, aka the different foods on Sam's plate. With a deep, adventurous voice, Anna narrated, "Ahoy, Sam. I'm Captain Spoon, and I see a mountain of mashed potatoes ahead. Shall we explore it? It looks like it might be hiding some tasty treasure underneath." Sam looked intrigued, but still hesitant. Captain Spoon wasn't deterred. "Let's take a bite and see what we find. Maybe there's a secret cave of cheese hidden in there." Sam hesitated for a moment, then decided to play along. He took a small bite, and to his surprise, he liked it. Captain Spoon continued his adventures, exploring forests of broccoli and rivers of gravy, turning each bite into part of a grand journey. Mealtime slowly became more enjoyable, with Sam excited to see where Captain Spoon would take him next. Even when new foods appeared on his plate, Sam was more willing to give them a try, all thanks to the playful adventures of Captain Spoon. Why playfulness works. These stories show that a little playfulness can go a long way in making everyday tasks more enjoyable for both you and your child. Whether it's brushing teeth, getting dressed, or trying new foods, adding a bit of imagination and fun can turn a potential struggle into a moment of connection and cooperation. So next time you face resistance from your child, try introducing a playful character or turning the task into a game. You might just find that what once felt like a chore becomes an opportunity for laughter and bonding. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you find our content helpful and informative. Your support helps us create more videos that make parenting and teaching a joy. For more information, visit us at purplebeeschildcare.com. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you enjoy every moment with your children.